Vietnam, a land shaped like an elongated S, stretches along the eastern coast of Southeast Asia, bordered by China to the north, Laos and Cambodia to the west, and the vast South China Sea to the east and south. Its fertile Mekong Delta, known as the Rice Bowl of Vietnam, sustains a vibrant agricultural society. The country's diverse geography, with mountains, jungles, and a long coastline, shapes its history and culture. The Vietnamese people have shown remarkable resilience and a fierce determination to preserve their independence and cultural identity. The story of Vietnam begins in antiquity, shrouded in myths and legends that speak to the deep connection between the land and its people. Archaeological evidence suggests that human habitation in Vietnam dates back to the Paleolithic period. The ancient Vietnamese people, skilled in agriculture and metalworking, established thriving communities along the Red River Delta in northern Vietnam. This region, known as Van Lang, is considered the cradle of Vietnamese civilization. According to legend, the first Vietnamese state was founded by King Kinh Duong Vuong in the 3rd millennium BCE. Known as Shik Quy, this mythical kingdom is said to have laid the foundation for Vietnamese culture and identity. While historical evidence of Shik Quy remains elusive, the legend highlights the importance of ancestry and national unity in Vietnamese consciousness. The dragon, a symbol of power and prosperity, features prominently in Vietnamese mythology and serves as a reminder of the country's ancient origins. In 111 BCE, the armies of the Han dynasty marched south, conquering the kingdom of Nan Yue and incorporating northern Vietnam into the Chinese Empire. Thus began a period of Chinese domination that would last for over a millennium. While Chinese rule brought about significant changes to Vietnamese society, including the introduction of Confucianism, Buddhism, and a centralized administrative system, the Vietnamese people never fully assimilated. They retained their own language, customs, and a strong sense of national identity. Throughout this period, Vietnamese resistance to Chinese rule simmered beneath the surface, erupting in periodic rebellions. One of the most famous uprisings was led by the Trung sisters in 40 CE. These two noble women, outraged by the injustice of Chinese rule, rallied the Vietnamese people and drove out the Han authorities. Although their victory was short-lived, the Trung sisters became national heroes, symbolizing the Vietnamese spirit of resistance and the yearning for independence. The rise and fall of dynasties. In 938 CE, Ngo Quyen defeated the southern Han at the Battle of Bac Dang River. This victory ended over 1,000 years of Chinese domination, ushering in independence. Various Vietnamese dynasties rose and fell, shaping the cultural and political landscape. The Li dynasty's golden age of Buddhism saw the construction of many temples and pagodas. The Tran dynasty repelled 3 Mongol invasions, solidifying Vietnam's independence. The Le dynasty oversaw territorial expansion and a sophisticated legal code. Section 5. The fight for unity and independence. By the 19th century, Vietnam faced a new threat: French colonialism. Taking advantage of internal divisions within Vietnam, the French gradually expanded their influence over the country, culminating in the establishment of French Indochina in 1887. French colonial rule had a profound impact on Vietnam, introducing Western education, technology, and infrastructure, but also exploiting its resources and suppressing Vietnamese nationalism. The 20th century witnessed the rise of Vietnamese nationalism and the emergence of various movements seeking independence. Among them, the Viet Minh, led by Ho Chi Minh, emerged as a dominant force, fighting against both French colonialism and Japanese occupation during World War II. The defeat of the French at Dien Bien Phu in 1954 marked the end of French Indochina and led to the division of Vietnam into North and South. Section 6. Vietnam in the modern world. The division of Vietnam led to a protracted conflict known as the Vietnam War, which pitted the Communist North against the US-supported South. The war had a devastating impact on Vietnam, resulting in millions of casualties and widespread destruction. After 2 decades of war, North Vietnam emerged victorious in 1975, reunifying the country under communist rule. Following reunification, Vietnam faced numerous challenges, including economic hardship, international isolation, and the legacy of war. However, in recent decades, Vietnam has embarked on a path of economic reform and international integration, achieving remarkable economic growth and improving the living standards of its people. Today, Vietnam stands as a dynamic and resilient nation, seeking to define its place in the 21st century while honoring its rich history and cultural heritage.